Lady Bears, first of all, as they're introduced from down on the floor. Lebanon Devilettes come into this one tonight with a fine record. They're off to a great start. 7-1 on the year so far, losing only to Strong Cookville, who's rated about the 4th best team in the mid-state area. So the Devilettes off to a great start and would like to continue that tonight. Jackie Pickle will go at one of the forwards part. Kirsten Reynolds, I guess that's a K. And Tembra Crow will be on the front line. The backcourt will be Brandy Scott and Lindsey Jackson. Jackson and Scott in the back row. Crow, Reynolds, and Pickle on the front line for the Bradley Central Lady Bears. Devilettes will go over the starting 5, and that'll be probably it all year long unless somebody gets injured or something. Kelly Hallams, Ashley Simonis, Megan Thompson, Amanda Wilbert, and Kristen Kirkland. Coming off the bench will be Brittany Brewington, Shantae Stephen, and Latoya Walton. So we got Kirkland and Wilbert and Thompson introduced. Here comes Simonis and Kelly Hallams, and that will be it. Hallams, Simonis, Thompson, Wilbert, and Kirkland for Lebanon. Pickle, Reynolds, Crow, Scott, and Jackson for the Lady Bears. They get final instructions from their respective coaches, and we're ready to get this game underway. A little bit late already, about 15 minutes late on the tip-off on this one, but it was about 30 minutes late last night, so happy overtime game. But we're ready to play basketball. Lebanon and Bradley Central. Wilbert will step in and jump it with Reynolds, and here with a play-by-play call is Zach Bennett.
After I cough, I'll turn my microphone up, and thank you, Clyde. 2 players for Lebanon didn't even dress tonight. Dory Phillips and Mary Van Buren not on the sidelines. So Lebanon with only 4 players on the bench, but they probably wouldn't get that far down anyway. Bradley wins the tip. They're going to work on the basket to your left. Jackie Pickle at the top of the key. Working her way down. Ball stolen already by Simonis. Simonis one-on-one break. Ball's going to be knocked away. She's going to have to slow down, let her team get there. Tried to bounce pass it to Wilbert. Gets it right back into the hands of Bradley. So here comes the Lady Bears back to their basket once again. Jackie Pickle passing it over to Tembra Crow on the right side. Lindsey Jackson down underneath, trying to get it underneath to Reynolds, or to Crow rather, and Crow walked with the ball. So they're going to give it to Lebanon. So already a couple of turnovers. 2 for Bradley, 1 for Lebanon. We've been playing 30 seconds. Bradley in a full court press. They saw how well Mount Juliet did that last night. They're going to try it here tonight against the Devilettes. Wilbur gets it to Simonis, crossing the timeline. Simonis working down on the right side now. She's got 2 Lady Bears around her, and they're going to call Kristen Reynolds for the push, or the reach in, rather. So Kristen Reynolds picks up her first foul and Bradley's first foul as a team. Kelly Hallam's going to throw it in for Lebanon from the sideline. Ball's back in play. Simonis at the top of the key. Gets it over to Kirkland. Kirkland on the outside, looking for somebody to go to. Trying to bounce past the Thompson. It's going to be stolen by Bradley. Tembra Crow coming up with it. And now Bradley's working again on the basket to your left. Tembra Crow over to Jackson on the right side. Jackson, 13-foot jumpers off the rim, rebounded by Lebanon. And ball almost went out of bounds. Kelly Howells made a great jumping effort to save that one. And Lebanon avoids the turnover. Simonis, top of the key, gets over to Wilbert on the right side. Wilbert working from the outside. Simonis, long three-pointer. It's off, rebounded by Kristen Kirkland. Batted away by Bradley. Jackie Pickle bringing it down on a one-on-one break. Her shot is off the back rim, rebounded by Kirkland. So still no score, 6:24 to go in the first. Kirkland working on the left side, gets it to Wilbert up top. Back to Simonis as the team will get set. Simonis getting instructions from her coaches. Still dribbling the ball. Kirkland up top now has it over to Simonis on the right side. Back to Wilbert. Wilbert, long three-pointer from the top of the key. In and out. Rebounded by Bradley. Tembra Crow coming up with the rebound. Pickle bringing it back down court. Gets it over to Scott on the left side. Scott going to drive the paint herself. Take an 8-foot jumper. Again, it's in and out. And the ball rolling free. Bradley coming up with it. Pickle now at the top of the key working. Pickle thought about going up to the hole. Decided not to. Throws it over to Brandy Scott. at the top of the key. Scott on the left side to Pickle. Long three-pointer. It's going to go off the front rim, rebounded by Bradley, and they're going to call Simonis for a push. So that's going to be her first foul and the first foul against Lebanon as a team, who last night didn't have a foul, only had one foul in the whole first half. And that was Simonis with about a minute to go. Pickle on the big L, gets it over to Scott on the right side. Scott takes a 12-foot jumper. It's going to be off the front rim, and she's going to be pushed by Kelly Hallams. So that's going to send her to the line, I believe, for two. And that is the case. Brandy Scott going to go to the line for two shots. If she'd have been about 6 inches back, she'd get three. First action from the free throw line tonight. Scott throws the first one up, in and out. So nearly 3 minutes into the quarter, still no score. Scott trying to give the Bears a 1-0 lead. She doesn't do it. It goes in and out. Lebanon coming up with the ball, Ashley Simonis. The Devilettes now working on the basket to your right as you listen in. Simonis between the circles. Gets it over to Kristen Kirkland. Kirkland, long pass over to Simonis on the left wing. Thought about taking a three and walked with it. Drug that pivot foot, Clyde.
Well, it's a game mistake so far. We're picking up where we left off last night, it seems.
Comedy of errors. Jackie Pickle going to cross the line for the Bradley Lady Bears, who look a lot like Mount Juliet in those uniforms. Have the same nickname and everything. Same colors, same uniform style. Bradley taking the shot underneath. It's Brandy Scott putting in the first points of the ball game. Bradley takes a 2-0 lead. Again, in that full court press, Hallam's trying to get it across the timeline. She's going to be fouled by Jackie Pickle. Got a piece of her arm. So it's going to be an out-of-bounds foul, being only the second foul of the half for Bradley. Hallams with the pass into Simonis, and we're back in play. Simonis between the circles. It's over to Wilbert. Wilbert making her way up to the top of the key. To Hallams, over to Simonis on the far right wing. Simonis, ball above her head, trying to pass it to somebody. Gets it to Wilbert up top. Wilbert back over to Simonis. Long three-pointer from the side. Going to be rebounded by Wilbert as she hits the floor. And they're going to say it's out of bounds and belongs to Bradley. Never mind the obvious foul. We won't make a case about that one. Jackie Pickle bringing it across the timeline for the Bradley Bears. Pickle over on the right side to Jackson, and Jackson's going to get called for stepping on the line.
Well, both ball clubs turning it over. Only 2 points scored in the first 4 minutes of the ball game.
Here comes the first scrub as Ashley Barton will take the place of Lindsey Jackson. And the ball's back in play, belonging to Lebanon. They have it in the backcourt. Amanda Wilbert, long over-the-head pass to Kelly Hallams now on the right side. Kristen Kirkland thought about taking the three, thinks better of it, gets over to Simonis on the left side. Simonis going to go between the circles and allow her team to set. Hallams, the long three from the right side, in, and finally the Devilettes are on the board, and they take the lead. It's 3-2, 3:37 to go in the first quarter of play. Bradley now working as Barton gets it over to Reynolds. Reynolds thought about going to it. She gets pushed by Thompson, I believe. Was it Thompson or Wilbert? Wilbert. So Wilbert picks up a foul for Lebanon, her first, the team's third. Bradley will throw it in from the baseline. Kristen Reynolds underneath is going to be pushed by Megan Thompson.
Oh, that was...
Tic-tac.
Yeah, that was picky there. A little bit picky on that call. Barely a bump.
Tamara Crow under the basket, going to get it outside to Barton, over to Pickle up top, back over to Crow. She lets it go through her hands and out of bounds. So yet another turnover by Bradley.
And again, the official standing right there where the action was, looks to the official back near midcourt to make the call. I can't understand that.
Lindsey Jackson subbing back in, taking the place of Barton, I believe. Yep. Lebanon trying to get it down court again. Bradley not letting go of that full court press. Simonis with it now on the right wing. Gets it to Kristen Kirkland, top of the key. Kirkland going to drive the hole herself. Ends up getting it stolen by Brandy Scott, and Bradley's on a break. Scott going to take it to the hole. In and out. In and out. She gets her own rebound. They're going to get it out to Pickle on the outside. Pickle's at the top of the key. Bounce pass to Scott. Scott back to Reynolds, or Crow rather. Crow from downtown, can't get it. Rebound by number 25. She can't get it either. Lebanon coming up with the rebound. Well,
Lebanon getting out-hustled on the boards. They're going to have to go to the boards a little bit on this one.
We thought we had a low score last night. Don't see nothing yet, apparently. 3-2 with 2 minutes to go, or about 2.5 minutes to go here in the period. Simonis gets it back to Hallums between the circles. Hallums dribbling, getting it back to Simonis on the right side. Bounce pass to Hallums on the far right wing. Long three-point shot is in, and that's 2 for Kelly Hallums. And she accounts for all 6 points for Lebanon tonight on 2 long three-point field goals. And Lebanon has taken the lead by 4. It's 6-2. Bradley now working. Lindsey Jackson takes a 12-foot jumper, can't get it in, rebounded by Hallums. And Kelly Hallums, who I don't believe came up with a single point last night, has come up big so far here in the first quarter, getting a lot of rebounds and those 2 big threes. There's another 3, in! 3 in a row for Kelly Hallums.
Well, Hallums is showing him he can shoot. Jack Barlow up off the bench over there. You don't want any more of that. We'll pause for 30 seconds. Devilettes lead 9-2. We'll be back in 30.
Off the hands of Kelly Hallums.
And Hallums is 3 for 3 from the three-point range.
Strong from downtown. Lebanon leading by 7 early in the game. A game we thought would be, a game I just said would be low scoring, and Kelly Hallums has made all 9 points for Lebanon. What in the world?
Well, he called a moving screen, a block on Bradley, so Lebanon going to get the ball out of bounds in the backcourt.
I think he called it on Ashley Robinson, who's been in the game all of about 4 seconds when that happened. She came in at the timeout.
Devilettes with a chance to do a little damage here and get a big lead if they can score again.
Simonis between the circles. Going to take it over to the left side herself. Gets it over to Hallums on the right. Again, a long 3, and finally she misses. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Bradley coming up with it. Jackie Pickle crossing the line for Bradley. Gets it back to Scott. Over to Crow on the left side, the right side to Lindsey Jackson. Now Pickle has it again on the left side. Going to take it to the hole herself. Can't quite get it there. She's going to get it back to Jackson. Jackson from downtown. Off the corner of the rim, and they're going to call a push against Ashley Robinson. And
that's her second, and just she hadn't been in but about 30 seconds.
That's what you'd call foul trouble. And they're going to let her sit down, too, bringing Kristen Reynolds back into the game. Ball's back in play. Bradley laying off of that full court press, going to let Lebanon come down and set up. It's Ashley Simonis. Peacefully crosses the timeline and gets between the circles. Motioning for Hallums. Instead, gets it over to Wilbert on the far left. Wilbert gets it back to Kristen Kirkland on the outside. Over to Thompson. And the post players are outside. Hallums again from up top. Gets it out to Simonis on the left side. Simonis looks up at the clock. Sees 10 seconds up there. As the crowd begins the countdown, it's going to be Kristen Kirkland taking an 8-foot jumper. It's going to be off, rebounded by Bradley, and they're going to get one half-court shot. It's airballed, nowhere near it. Lebanon after 1, leading 9-2. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The 3 three-pointers by Kelly Hallums, who's hit 3 out of 4 from behind the arc here in the first quarter. Nobody else has scored for the Lebanon Devilettes. Brandy Scott has the only 2 points on the board for the Lady Bears from Cleveland, Tennessee, BradleyCentral. And Lebanon with a 7-point lead after a quarter, 9-2, and we're ready to go. Lebanon will have the basketball as we open second quarter play.
Well, Clyde, we were just talking about how Bradley's been afraid to shoot all night, and then we look back at last night. They beat Oakland, a mid-state powerhouse. So,
and came from behind to do it. I think they were behind by about 12 or 14 at one point.
So can't count anybody out. Lebanon going to get the ball to start the second quarter. But I think we're about the only people in here making noise. It's not too big of a crowd at Lebanon High School tonight. Simonis making her way over to the right side. Takes it over to the far right wing herself. Gets it to Thompson from downtown. In and out. Oh, that went all the way down and came back out. So Bradley getting the rebound. Pickles on the big L. Gets it over to Scott on the right.